Well, Tom Seaver in his last start beat this Atlanta ball club last Wednesday night down in Atlanta Stadium, a 6-2 complete game effort in which number 41 gave up only 3 hits and 2 runs. They coming on homers by young Dale Murphy and the veteran Jeff Burroughs. And he also beat Atlanta back on the 31st of May in Atlanta, giving up 9 hits and 4 runs, 3 of them earned in 8 innings of a 10-4 decision. Seaver has the most victories against this team than any other ball club in the National League. He's beaten Atlanta 26 times. They have gotten him but 7. And so if you look to percentages, you certainly like Tom Seaver's chances of chalking up his 12th victory tonight. And as we mentioned, and as Sparky Anderson pointed out, the fact that the Reds were able to go to first place yesterday by 2 percentage points over the San Francisco Giants, and the fact that the Giants are off tonight. So the Reds with a win can move a half game out in front of the pack. And that in itself could make for a big evening. And, of course, this ball club is a bit pumped up now, and you can't fault them for that because, as we mentioned, it's been 1 day less than 2 months when they moved into first place yesterday. And you talk to these guys individually and collectively, and they feel like they're going to stay there, and it's just a matter of time, as Joe mentioned, before we get Bench and Morgan back in the lineup, and that's going to make it an even stronger contingent that we put on the field. And any way you cut it, it's going to be a very interesting final 2 months of the season with the Dodgers and the Giants and the Reds all bunched up there at the top of the Wild Wild West. Jerry Royster will lead it off for the Atlanta Braves. Shortstop batting .274 with 1 homer and 28 RBIs. He'll be followed by center fielder Roland Office and right fielder Gary Matthews. Seaver standing back behind the mound waiting for Royster to climb in. Good to get Dave Concepcion back in the lineup because he has been the most proficient hitter against Atlanta pitching of any other member of the Cincinnati ball club this season. The Office is in. Seaver sights Correll's sign. The right-hander kicks and fires. The pitch is swung on and missed, and this game is underway. Seaver 11-9, making his 25th start. 6 complete games and an earned run average. It stands at .304, and over the last few starts, that's been an ERA that's been coming down. Right-handed batting Royster, and the 1-strike pitch, and missing low and off the plate a ball. The count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Reds are 20 over 500 for the first time this season, 65 wins and 45 defeats. Low and away and off the glove of Correll. That puts the count at 2 balls and 1 strike. And you look at the standings in the division right now, the fact that the Reds are 65 and 45. The Giants have played 2 more games than had the Reds, and we, of course, will be picking up one of those games tonight. They have won 66, 1 more win, but 1 more loss at 46. Royster swings and pops it up off third. Near the Atlanta dugout, Rose running over to the railing. Got a play, makes the catch. Jerry Royster, a foul pop to third, and that'll bring up center fielder Roland Office. The Dodgers in third place, 2.5 games back. They have won 63 games, 2 less than Cincinnati. They have lost 3 more than had the Reds, 48 defeats. And despite the fact San Diego dropped the last 2 games, they are still over 500, 57 and 54, and 8.5 games behind Cincinnati. So 1 away as the left-handed batting Roland Office waits on Seaver. The pitch is low and inside a ball. We've got a change in the Atlanta order.
Marty, the change in the Atlanta lineup, Bob Horner is out, and just move the rest of the lineup up and put Ruiz in the 8th spot.
So Chico Ruiz will be playing third base, replacing Rod Gilbreth will be playing third base. Chico Ruiz will go to second. Pitch missing outside, and to count 2 balls and 1 strike to Roland Office. Office batting .257 with 8 homers and 27 RBIs. And the pitch from Seaver swung on and bounced foul behind the plate. 2-2. Well, the way the Atlanta lineup is now, Royster, Office, Matthews, Burroughs, then Joe Nolan, then Dale Murphy, then Rod Gilbreth, and then Chico Ruiz will be playing second base and batting 8. Scratch Bob Horner. Seaver looking into Correll with 1 down here in the first inning, and the 2-2 pitch. Swung on and hammered to left field, but curving out of play, a foul ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes and holding on Roland Office with Gary Matthews on deck. Seaver kicks and fires off his swings. Line drive, right center. Griffey's got it. 2 down. Well hit ball by Office. Ken Griffey moving quickly to his right to spear the liner as Office becomes the second out, and that brings up right fielder Matthews. Gary Matthews hitting .286. He's homered 11 times with 41 RBIs. Reds infield tonight has Dreesen, Kennedy, Concepcion, and Rose at first, second, short, and third. Foster, Henderson, and Griffey in the outfield from left to right, and Vic Carrell behind the plate. Matthews swinging at the fastball and apparently fouling it off on an unprotected portion of the body of Spanky Fleming. Spanky a little bit shaken up, but not seriously, as Seaver comes back with another heater, and Matthews this time wraps it back onto the screen. 2 strikes. In the inning, Royster has popped up foul to Rose. Office is lined out to Griffey. Seaver has Matthews in a 2-strike hole. Here's a pitch. And swung on and hit to right. There's Griffey, and that's the inning. Atlanta up and down in order. 3 up and 3 down after a half inning of play in the series opener. The Braves nothing, and the Reds are coming to bat. Well, tonight's game opens up a 3-game series between the Reds and the Braves here at Riverfront. Game time tomorrow night is 8:05, and then the series in the homestand draw to a close on Wednesday evening with the game getting underway at the special early starting time of 5 o'clock. And don't forget, Wednesday is the Senior Citizens game. Plenty of seats available for both tomorrow night and Wednesday, so make your plans to be on hand for all the action. We move to the bottom of the first inning, and pitching for the Braves tonight, left-hander Mickey Mailer. He's 3-5. In 11 starts, 1 complete game. Overall, he's made 23 appearances and carries an earned run average of 4.13. Mailer makes his 3rd start against Cincinnati. Lost 10-0 here on the 22nd of May, giving up 5 hits and 4 runs in 6 innings. Not involved in the decision when the Braves lost 7-5 in Atlanta on May 29th. Mailer has allowed 3 hits and 3 runs in 6 innings in that start. Also made a couple of relief appearances against Cincinnati, the last of which was in the series in Atlanta last week when he pitched 3 superb innings in relief. Pete Rose will lead it off for the Reds, batting .317, 1 point less than National League batting leader Jeff Burrows, who will be the leadoff batter in the second for the Braves, and Mailer misses outside with a fastball. 1-0 pitch, swung on, ground ball to shortstop. Up with the ball is Royster, and long throwing to Dale Murphy in time for out number 1.
Marty, we got our eye in the booth. Sugar Bear's down the line here, and he's in communications with Sparks down in the dugout. Call him Fungo. Come in, Fungo. That's his handle.
Come in, Fungo.
Fungo.
That's when he
comes in.
Comes in. Okay. Rose is grounded out to shortstop, and now the second baseman, Junior Kennedy, is in. Mailer works inside to him a ball. Kennedy had a fine series against San Diego. He's batting now .227 with 7 RBIs, had 3 hits and a run knocked in yesterday. There's ball 2, 2-0. In the Braves infield, Murphy at first, Ruiz at second, Royster at shortstop, and Gilbert at third base. Burrows left, off the center, Matthews right. Joe Nolan, the catcher. Ground ball is short again. Here's Royster unloading in time for out number 2. So Rose and Kennedy have both bounced out to the shortstop, and the 2-out hitter is Ken Griffey. Don't forget to circle the date of Friday, August 25th on your calendar. That's Shrine Night. Be on hand for all the color, music, and pageantry right here at Riverfront Stadium. 2 down in the inning. Griffey batting .286. Gilbert will play a bit shallow and well off the bag at third base for Griffey, who takes the pitch way off the plate. Kicks away from catcher Joe Nolan. As we mentioned, Bruce Fleming, our plate umpire tonight. At first base, Eric Gregg. At second, Billy Williams. And at third base, Dick Stello. Griffey holding back on the pitch high. The count goes to ball 2, 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes on Griffey, with Foster swinging a couple of bats on deck. That breaking pitch is inside, ball 3. So Kenny a pitch away from becoming a base runner here and bringing up Foster. Second trip into Cincinnati this season for the Braves, and this is the 10th meeting between these two clubs. There's strike 1 call. 3-1 pitch to Griffey. That is ball 4 off the plate, and Kenny heads on down to first base. We get a report now on why Bob Horner was scratched from the Atlanta lineup. The rookie from Arizona State injured a shoulder during warm-ups tonight, so that's the reason he is a spectator. Gilbert is at third and Ruiz is at second. Right now, Griffey's at first and Foster is at the plate. 3 hits yesterday, raising Georgia's batting average to .299, 25 homers, and 82 runs batted in. Well, let's see what the problem is now as Fleming looks into the dugout. Apparently want a tongue depressor to take out to the mound to Mickey Mailer to get some of the dirt out of his spikes. Well, Rose and Griffey grounding out to Jerry Royster at short, or Rose and Kennedy, but Griffey draws a 2-out walk, bringing Foster to the plate. George against Atlanta pitching, 7 hits and 39 times up, 2 homers and 8 RBIs, not hitting this club nearly like he did in 1977. Mailer looks to first and now throws that way as Griffey steps back. Defense swung around toward left, the outfield playing Foster deep. He swings and grounds one to the shortstop. Royster goes to Ruiz for the force out that ends the inning. So for Cincinnati, no runs, no hits, 1 man left on. And at the end of 1 complete, the Reds nothing and the Braves nothing.
When it's time for a change, what you'd probably like to have is a change for the better. That's why Marathon came up with new Ultra D motor oil. It is definitely a change for the better. Marathon's new Ultra D motor oil is a change for better gas mileage.
A change for the better.
New Ultra D is a change for improved engine protection.
A change for the better.
New Ultra D is a change that means faster starts no matter what the temperature.
A change for the better.
Marathon's new Ultra D motor oil is a special blend, natural and synthetic ingredients. It's really different from conventional blends. Meaning when Ultra D gets together with the engine of your car, things do get better.
A change for the better with new Ultra D motor oil.
New Ultra D motor oil. A change for the better from the people who do it better. Marathon Oil Company.
A change for the better with new Ultra D. Make a change for the better with new.
No score at the end of 1 inning of play. We move on to the second now, where it's going to be Burroughs, Nolan, and Murphy to ply their talents against Tom Seaver. Jeff Burroughs, as we mentioned, leading the National League in hitting with a .318 batting average. As we started play tonight, he had a 1-point lead on Pete Rose, but Rose grounded out to shortstop in the first inning. Now we'll see what Burroughs can do. He's homered 16 times and has driven in 60 runs. Club leader in RBIs, 3 more than first baseman Dale Murphy. Burroughs, a big, strong, right-handed batter. First year in the National League was last season after coming over in a trade from the Texas Rangers. Pitch to him is taken low from Seaver, ball 1. Tom working quickly. Burroughs takes it high, 2 balls and no strikes. As we mentioned, Seaver giving up only 3 hits in Atlanta last week, but 2 of them were home runs. Burroughs had 1, and Murphy got 1. Seaver needing a strike as Correll hangs a sign to 2-0 to the plate. That is taken at the knees for strike 1. 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike on Jeff Burroughs, leading off the second for the Braves. Just missing with that pitch, and the count goes to 3-1. Down to the windup, the kick and the pitch, and ball 4 is low. So Burroughs opens up the second with a walk. That brings to the plate catcher Joe Nolan. Nolan batting .226, no homers on the year. Left-handed batter, formerly in the New York Mets organization. An amazing turnaround this guy has made, because when he was coming up through the Mets farm system, he was not noted at all to be able to swing the bat with any proficiency at all, and really his batting average this year is misleading. Takes it low and inside for a ball. He was one of the top pinch hitters in the National League last year. Getting a bit more playing time in terms of behind-the-plate catching this year than he has before in the past. He swings and grounds one into center field for a base hit. Kenny Henderson up with the ball as Burroughs moves to second. And Atlanta puts their first 2 men on in inning number 2 on a walk to Burroughs, and now a ground single to center field by Joe Nolan. That'll bring up Dale Murphy, the first baseman, hitting only .243, but this young man has clobbered 18 home runs and has knocked in 57 runs this season. Seaver looking back at second where Burroughs leads, delivers a fastball taken by Murphy for a strike. Atlanta tied for last place in the division, despite the fact that they have been playing above .500 baseball for quite a while now. They still are 8 under overall in an exact record of the Houston Astros, 51 wins and 59 losses. Both clubs 14 games behind Cincinnati. Strike 1 to count on Murphy. Seaver works, and the pitch is fouled off the end of the bat. Strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. Correll now running out midway between the mound and the plate to talk with Seaver. In the 8:05 start tomorrow night, Tommy Hume will be on the mound against right-hander Phil Niekro, and then in the wrap-up to the series in the homestand at the 5 o'clock beginning on Wednesday, Paul Moscow will oppose Preston Hanna. Burroughs at second base. Joe Nolan at first, nobody out as Atlanta threatens in the second. 2 strikes to count on the waiting Murphy. And this one, a wild one that sails right over Correll, and both runners move up. Seaver turning loose a fastball that Correll never even laid a glove on. And as a result of the wild one, Atlanta has now 2 in scoring position with nobody out, and a big possibility now of getting some runs on the board. Seaver will now work from the windup, the 1-2 pitch. Check swing. That one got off the glove of Correll. Here comes Burroughs to the plate, and he scores standing up. That'll be charged a pass ball. And apparently they ruled that Murphy swung at the pitch and did not. Well, let's see now. Apparently not. Right now, Correll talking again with Seaver on consecutive pitches. We've had a wild pitch and now a pass ball that has allowed 1 run to score. Nolan moves on down to third. Count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Murphy. Pitching Seaver, swinging, ground ball hit to short. Concepcion looks Nolan back to third and throws Murphy out at first. Well, that's 1 away, and here is third baseman Rod Gilbert as we pause for station identification on the Cincinnati Reds Baseball Network.
Hi, this is Tim LeBlanc. Cincinnati Reds baseball is yours on Zebra 100, WRMZ, Columbus, Ohio, the home of the Reds for Central Ohio.
One out, runner in, runner at third, fly ball hit back into right center field. That's going to be deep enough to get Nolan in from third. Griffey makes the catch. Here comes the throw back to the infield. Cut off by Concepcion, and the second run is home, and Atlanta leads it 2-0. Well, Rod Gilbert getting the job done as he delivers a sacrifice fly to right field. 2 away now with 2 runs in and nobody on base. The batter, second baseman Chico Ruiz. He takes a pitch high for a ball. Ruiz, called up not too long ago from Richmond. Been to the plate 3 times without a base hit, appearing in only his 5th game. He takes a strike from Tom. 1-1 the count. Check swing on the pitch low, ball 2, 2-1. The Braves getting a walk to Burroughs, a base hit by Nolan, a wild pitch and a pass ball to score 1, and a fly ball to get another one in. Here's a foul off the tip end of the bat. Leveling the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes on Chico Ruiz. Seaver rocks, kicks, and fires, and that is strike 3 call. Curve on the outside corner. That's Tom his first strikeout. But Atlanta gets 2 runs on a hit. No errors and none left, and after an inning and a half, the Braves lead the Reds 2-0.
Well, we loaded up the dogs in the pickup truck, heading out hunting and hoping for luck. Raring to go where the country's good as new. We'd hunt for a spell and then settle down, take it easy and gather around, pass a Red Fox chewing tobacco and have a chew. Later on, when we's all done in, we build a fire, let the story spin, open up another pouch and had another chew. Red Fox is mild and like I say, a taste that fresh tastes good all day. Like a Tennessee hound, Red Fox won't let you down. Why don't you try Red Fox? Look for it in the white pouch with the picture of Old Red taking it easy. Red Fox chewing tobacco. Now it's better than ever. One day real soon between me and you, I'm heading back to the fields with my Red Fox chew, because, mister, taking it easy never tasted so good. Red Fox.
The Cincinnati Reds 580 gift shop prides itself on its excellent selection of distinctive Reds gift items. Sure, there are pennants and posters for the souvenir buff, but 580's selection of gifts is unique and features many exclusive items not found at any other shop. Some examples are a $50 Reed and Barton pewter mug, cross pens and pencils with a Reds emblem, decorative wall plaques featuring Mr. Red of today and the mustachioed Little Reds man of bygone years. There's lots more, too. Stop by soon or call or write the Cincinnati Reds office for a copy of 580's handy mail order list. Well, we find ourselves down by a pair after an inning and a half of baseball. Davey Concepcion starting it off here in the second against Mickey Mailer. Davey batting .307. Up among the league leaders in that department, he takes a high fastball from the left-hander. We mentioned Burroughs leads at .318, then Rose at .317, Whitfield of the Giants at .311, and then Concepcion and Madlock of San Francisco tied at .307. 2 balls and no strikes. Davey swings and hits it to straightaway center field off his drifting back near the warning track and makes the catch for the first out. Kenny Henderson will be in with 1 out. Henderson batting .208 with 2 homers and 13 RBIs. He's 0 for 6 against the Braves. He'll be followed by Danny Dreesen. Pitch is high ball. Swung on and popped in the air in shallow right field. Going out is Ruiz, but Matthews is camping, and he makes the catch. 2 down. Well, as Danny Dreesen comes up, we'd like to send along greetings tonight to some of our sponsors on hand for the ball game. From By Mel Walrath, Charlie Walrath and his wife Marion. From Grange Mutual Companies, Jack Peeler and his wife Betty, John Corbett Jr. and his wife Margaret. From Conn's, Mr. Jim Schloss and his date Vicki Mills, Mr. Art Silberhorn and his wife Clara. And from West Shell Realtors, Mr. West Shell and his wife Judy. We're glad to have you with us tonight. Dreesen takes a strike. Danny hitting .277. 2 out in the inning, and the Braves lead the Reds 2-0. There's a ball inside. 1-1. Dreesen checking his swing on a slow breaking ball. Misses low and away. 2-1. Danny leveling the bat as Naylor goes into that slow windup, turns it loose, and line drive to second baseman Ruiz ends the inning. The Reds are out in order, nothing across in the bottom of the second, and at the end of 2 full at Riverfront, Atlanta 2 and Cincinnati nothing.
The time is right, the feeling's coming through. Real beer lovers know only one beer will do. Stroh, for the real beer lover. Stroh, tastes like no other. Stroh, for the real beer lover. Everyone knows it's a beer lover's beer. Family brewed for over 200 years. Real beer lovers say they go out of their way for a stroll. Stroll for the real beer lover. Stroll tastes like no other. Stroll for the real beer lover. From one beer lover to another stroll.
The Stroh Brewery Company, Detroit, Michigan.
Braves have us 2-0 at the end of 2 innings of play, and it'll be Mickey Mailer to start it off against Tom Seaver. Here to call the play-by-play for you, Joe Nuxall.
Thank you, Marty. Mailer, Royster in office here in the 3rd inning for Atlanta. Mailer hitting 115. He has had 3 hits and 26 times up, has driven in a run. Braves with 1 hit off Tom Seaver, but they have 2 runs on the board, leading 2-0. Seaver looking for his 27th career victory over the Atlanta Braves. He's lost 7 times, and looking for his 3rd win of the year against Atlanta. He's in the wind, and his first pitch, Mailer takes it low ball. Seaver the 1-0. Mailer looks at a strike. 1-1. Tomorrow night, it'll be Tom Hume for the Reds against knuckleballer Phil Niekro. Seaver's 1-1 delivery. Swung on and fouled to the screen. A ball, 2 strikes to Mickey Mailer. Mailer, left-handed batter. Seaver winds and delivers. Curveball just under the knees. Count evens 2-2. Seaver back to the plate with the 2-2. Swung on and missed. Got him with a high fastball. For Tom, his 2nd strikeout. 1 away, and Jerry Royster, the batter. Royster popped out to Rose over near the Atlanta dugout, leading off the game. Well, we'd like to wish Buzz Boyle, a former Cincinnati scout and a former outfielder for the Brooklyn Dodgers, successes. He entered Christ Hospital today for some tests and treatment. Seaver works, Royster swings and fouls. Buzz, for many years, a scout in the Cincinnati organization. Buzz listening. We shouldn't kid him, should we, Doc? Buzz? We won't kid him. The 0-1 swung on. That's popped up to the right side, chasing at Vic Corral, and that one will drop into the 3rd row of box seats behind the Reds dugout. The Seaver in front, 0-2 to Jerry Royster. The Reds in first place by percentage points. They're 591, the Giants 589. And the Dodgers 2.5 back. San Diego 8.5. Seaver checking with Corral. Has the sign and the 0-2. Fastball is high. A ball, 2 strikes. Seaver shakes off a sign from Corral. Still looking, and now nods the okay and delivers the 1-2 pitch. That's high and outside. Now it evens 2-2. Looking at the American League, Kansas City leading the West by 2 games over the California Angels. Oakland just 4 back. 2-2 on the way. Outside, 3 balls, 2 strikes. And in the East, Boston is back in their winning ways. They're now 7 in front of Milwaukee, and the New York Yankees 8.5 back. Baltimore 9, Detroit 9. Payoff on the way. Royster swings on a curveball and fouls it straight back. Count holds at 3 balls, 2 strikes to Jerry Royster. Jerry has played all the infield positions excepting first base and even some outfield since joining the Braves. Again, the 3-2. Swung on. That's popped into right center field. Going out, Kennedy. Coming on is Henderson, and Ken makes the one-handed catch. Two away and Roland Office the batter. Office lined hard to Griffey in right field in the first inning. Seaver's first pitch to Office outside a ball. One 1-0 delivery, swung on, bounced off the leg of Seaver to Kennedy. Kennedy has it, not a play. So that ball hit hard back to Tom on the bounce, striking Tom on the leg and carrying over to Kennedy, but could not get a throw there in time. So a base hit for Roland Office, the second of the game for the Braves. That brings Gary Matthews to the plate. Matthews, a fly ball to right in the first inning to end the inning. Seaver throws over to first and Office steps back. The pitch, Matthews swings on it and pops it foul, and down 0-1. No balls to strike to Gary Matthews. 2 out, Office at first base. Seaver delivers, Matthews takes, strike 2 call, the fastball. 0-2. The National League East, the Phils a 4.5 game lead over the Cubs. Throw over to first by Seaver. Office steps back, and then it's Pittsburgh 9 back, and Montreal 9.5. Tom to the belt. And the 0-2. Matthews swings, pops it up. Vic Corral can't find it. He sees it. Danny Dreesen all the way behind the plate and makes the play easily. So Vic looking up, and he could not find it, but Dreesen, who was holding Office on, was able to get there easily to make the play. So Matthews pops out to Dan Dreesen in foul territory behind the plate, and that ends the inning. For Atlanta, no runs, they get a hit. There were no errors, a runner left on base. Middle of the third, Braves 2, Reds nothing.
For car transportation, we're the greatest in the nation. Our prices are laughingly low. Check their prices, then check our prices. Theirs are high and ours are below. If you're ready for a new one, get a red one or a blue one, because our prices are laughingly low. It's so easy. You'll think that we're crazy. Get the keys, then get to let go.
And you'll get the keys from your wife when you drive home in a brand new Fairmont from Dave Smith Ford.
I just bought this new little Pinto from Dave Smith Ford. You know, when I see their price, I just bursted out laughing. I think it'll run on laughing gas.
If your present car is a disgrace, get a smile on your face. Trade at the dealer with a laughingly low prices. Dave Smith Ford, 10 minutes east of Columbus. If we can't save you money, we'll buy you 2 steak dinners. It's so easy. You'll think that we're crazy. Get the keys, then giggle and go. Dave Smith Ford.
All right.
For the Reds in the bottom half of the third, it'll be Vic Corral, Tom Seaver, and Pete Rose. Corral hitting .226 with an RBI and 4 doubles. Vic had a couple of hits in yesterday's game. He got the 3-run 7th underway with a single to left after Dreesen had grounded out yesterday. Mickey Mailer is not allowed to hit through two. The pitch to Corral, taken for a called strike, a breaking ball. That one base runner, that was Ken Griffey, who walked with 2 out in the first. Mailer back with the 0-1. Corral checks, a breaking pitch is inside, 1-1. Outfield playing Corral straight away, Gilbreth deep at third. Mailer the 1-1. That bounces through Joe Nolan, a curved ball, and it's 2 balls to strike. Two-one delivery. Slung on, that's fouled. Out of play to the right. Count even at 2-2. Mailer winds his 2-2. Swung on and missed. Got him with a breaking pitch. First strikeout for Mailer. 1 away, and Tom Seaver the batter. Tom hitting 130. He's had 6 hits and 46 times up. Has driven in 2 runs and owns a double. The Reds against left-handed pitching this year, 27 and 21 against right-handed pitching, 38 and 24. Mailer delivers, and Seaver looks at a fastball to call a strike. Oh, 1. Tom takes just under the knees and inside. Not even 1-1. A wind, the pitch. Up high with a fastball. 2 balls to strike. Mailer the 2-1. Inside, and the count goes 3-1 to Tom Seaver. One final in the National League. The Cubs beating the Pirates 5-4. Cubs having a 5-run 4th inning to win that one. 3-1 delivery. Ball 4 high and outside. So Tom Seaver draws a 1-out walk here in the 3rd inning, and Pete Rose steps in. Pete in the 1st inning grounded to Royster at shortstop. Pete, of course, leads the National League in doubles with 34 and runs scored with 76 and in base hits with 145. Only 2 other games scheduled in the National League tonight. Philadelphia at St. Louis. That's Randy Lersch and Lopez for St. Louis. Lersch for Phillies. San Diego at Los Angeles. Mailer sets and delivers, and Rose takes it. A called strike. Fastball. Pitchers at Los Angeles tonight. Bob Alchinko for San Diego and Tommy John for the Dodgers. 0-1 delivery. Seaver goes to hit over the mound and taken by Royster to throw to Murphy, a double play. And for Pete Rose, he has now had 10,000 at-bats in the Major League. That's a whole bunch of them. So in the inning, the Reds nothing across, and after 3, Atlanta 2, Cincinnati nothing.
It's the bottom of the 9th with 2 outs and the score 2-1. 2 strikes on Phillips. He steps back into the batter's box. Here's the windup, and here's the pitch.
Plan right now. Call New Sash, the window experts, 267-8396. The winter of '78 won't be forgotten easily, and this coming winter is forecast as cruelly cold. New Sash, the original replacement window, features the tilt-in window for easy cleaning. Your New Sash windows will perfectly fit because they're custom-made to stop heat and cold air in its tracks. Thermopane glass adds double insulation. Your monthly fuel bills will be up to 30% lower with New Sash windows protecting and beautifying your home. BJ Industries is your New Sash distributor. Outside Columbus, call Collect 267-8396. You're the winner with New Sash.
Atlanta in the fourth inning will send up Jeff Burrows, Joe Nolan, and Dale Murphy. Burrows led off the second inning by walking. Nolan singled, and they both moved up on a wild pitch. Burrows scored the first run of the game on a passed ball. That Pittsburgh-Chicago game, Donnie Moore got the win. He is 6-4 on the year, and Jerry Royce, the loser, 0-2. Pirates out-hit the Cubs 10-5. There were no home runs in the game, and that played in Wrigley Field. Burrows leads the league in hitting with a .318 batting average. The pitch to him. He swings and bounces to Rose. Pete short hops, goes to Dreesen, one away. One out, and Joe Nolan the batter. Nolan singled to center in the second inning and scored the second Atlanta run. Nolan, when they stopped Pete's streak in Atlanta, first pitch to him, he takes low ball. Nolan said he didn't particularly like Pete Rose. The 1-0. Swung on and fouled over to the Cincinnati dugout. The count evens 1-1. Outfield straight away to Nolan, the left-handed batter. Seaver winds and delivers. That's low and inside, an off-speed pitch. 2 balls to strike. Tom looking for his 12th win of the year. The 2-1. Misses inside. Tom asking Spanky Fleming where it was, and old Spank says it was inside. So the count goes 3 balls, 1 strike. Seaver winds the 3-1. That's low and inside, and that's the second walk issued by Tom Seaver. So Nolan moves on to first base with 1 away, and Dale Murphy the batter. Murphy grounded to Concepcion in the second inning. Murphy 18 home runs, 57 RBIs, and a .242 batting average. Reds outfield will play Murphy straight away. Seaver to the belt, and his pitch. Murphy swings and hits it into right field. Griffey going back, looking up at the fence, jumps, he can't get to it. Nolan will score on his way to second, Murphy, and he makes a turn. He's on his way third. Here comes a throw to the plate, and almost in time, but not quite. That ball hitting about 3/4 of the way up the wall in right field, and Dale Murphy with a triple, and for Murphy, his second triple of the year. He gets his 58th RBI, and the Braves lead it 3-0. Third hit of the game for Atlanta. That'll bring Rod Gilbreth to the plate. Gilbreth a sacrifice fly in the second inning to squeezes on. It works perfect. Seaver with the ball. He goes over and tags Gilbreth, but scoring easily is Murphy, and it's 4-0. Oh, the suicide squeeze works to perfection. Two away now, and the batter, Chico Ruiz. Well, Gilbreth, his second RBI of the game. Pitch to Ruiz, down low ball. Seaver winds, delivers. Ruiz swings and grounds it fair along the left field line. Foster over, and Ruiz will go into second easily with a stand-up double. Fourth hit for Atlanta, and the pitcher Mickey Mailer steps in. Mailer struck out leading off the third inning. Seaver to the belt and delivers. Mailer takes a fastball high and outside. Rays leading it 4-0. They picked up 2 here in the fourth. Walk, a triple, and a squeeze bunt. Mailer swings on a fastball, doesn't get it, 1-1. Burroughs led off the inning by grounding to Rose at third, and then a walk to Joe Nolan. Bill Murphy's triple to right field off the boards. Sacrificed by the squeeze bunt by Gilbert. No. Mailer swings and fouls out of play to the left side, well back into the seats, and the count of ball 2 strikes to Mailer. Seaver has the sign. And the 1-2. Getting the outside corner, called strike, and for Tom, his third strikeout, but none before the Braves do more damage. They pick up 2 runs on 2 hits. There were no errors, a runner left on base. Middle of the fourth, Atlanta 4, Cincinnati 0.
The folks at Stroh's are proud to announce a Labor Day weekend with our hard-hitting Reds. The weekend is in St. Louis, beginning Friday, September 1st through Sunday, September 3rd. Now, this baseball extravaganza includes hotel accommodations for 2 nights, delicious meals, and reserved seats at the stadium for 3 big games with our Reds against the Cardinals. Round-trip transportation is also included. And to top it all off, there will be a Stroh's hospitality party where you can get plenty of that good, cold Stroh's beer, along with music and dancing. So for details on this sports holiday, contact the Barney Rapp Agency. Area code 513-381-7277. That's 513-381-7277. It's another Red Rooter sports holiday, and we at Stroh's hope you can make it.
Well, the Reds trail the Braves 4-0 as they bat in the bottom half of the fourth inning. It'll be Kennedy, Griffey, and Foster against Mickey Mailer. We're looking for a first base hit off Mailer. We've had a couple of walks. Griffey walked in the first, and Seaver walked in the third. Kennedy, in the first inning, grounded to Royster at shortstop. Junior hitting .227 with 7 RBIs, a double and a triple. Kennedy had 3 hits yesterday afternoon against the Padres. Drove in a run. Mailer winds, and his first pitch to Kennedy. Junior swings and fouls off to the right. Ken Griffey on deck. Mailer, the 0-1. Kennedy checks, and it cost him a strike. A fastball on the inside edge. 0-2. Mailer shakes off a sign from Nolan, shakes another off, and now the 0-2. Missing outside, a fastball. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Kennedy. Outfield straight away. The 1-2. Up high. Count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Mailer somewhat a herky-jerky delivery, and could be just a little bit sneaky with his fastball. Braves leading 4-0. Here's the 2-2. Inside corner, called strike 3. Right now, we'll pause for station identification. This is the Cincinnati Reds Baseball Network.
Cincinnati Reds baseball is yours on Zebra 100, WRMZ, Columbus, Ohio, the home of the Reds for Central Ohio.
right, Ken Griffey at the plate with one out. He tries to bunt third base side and pushes it foul over to the Atlanta dugout. Kenny walked in the first inning. He's hitting .286, 3 home runs, 29 RBI. Naylor winds and the 0-1. Curveball in for a called strike. Quickly is in front of Griffey, 0-2. Nolan hangs the sign. The 0-2 delivery swung on. That's hit foul down the left side and back into the seats. Now holding at no balls, 2 strikes to Ken Griffey. Foster on deck. Naylor winds and delivers. Griffey swings and chops it foul. This one off to the right of the plate. Griffey with 3 home runs on the year, and guess who he's hit all 3 of them off of? Well, let's take 1 of his 3 home runs. Swing and a little soft line drive over the head of Murphy down the right field line. Griffey on his way. The ball gets by Matthews. Griffey on his way to third. Matthews up with it, and Kenny will hold at third base. So the ball hitting on the wall and getting through Gary Matthews and rolling on out into right field. That is Ken Griffey with a double, his 25th of the year, and charged Gary Matthews with an error, allowing Griffey to reach third base. Kenny at third base with one away. Mailer had Ken way out in front on the pitch, and he just got the bat on a soft line drive over the head of Dale Murphy at first base, rolling down in the Reds bullpen. And as it hit the wall, it got to Gary Matthews. So we got Griff at third with 1 out and George Foster the batter. We need 4 to get even. Infield back. Foster takes inside. A slider from Mailer. Ball 1. Foster in the first inning forced Griffey at second base to end the inning. Rod Gilbreth very deep at third. The outfield pulled around to the left. Mailer shakes off a couple of signs from Joe Nolan. And now the pitch. Outside with a fastball, and the count goes 2-0. Griffey's double, the first hit of the game for the Reds. Just as Mailer starts his windup, Foster backs away from the plate. Now George back in, and time called now as Joe Nolan will go out to the mound to have a word with his pitcher, Mickey Mailer. Now 2 balls, no strikes to Foster with Griffey at third base. Nolan, a very short meeting, now back behind the plate. Hangs the sign for Mailer. The wind, the 2-0. Up high, 3 balls, no strikes. Waiting on Foster. He's in. Mailer, the 3-0. Foster has the green light, but it's inside ball 4. Third walk issued by Mickey Mailer, and that'll bring Dave Concepcion to the plate with Foster at first and Griffey at third. Dave sent Office deep in center field in the second inning, leading off to haul in his fly ball. Concepcion hitting .307, 5 home runs and 49 RBIs. His 5th home run of the year came in Atlanta while the Reds were down there. Mailer the stretch and the pitch. Concepcion swings and misses a curveball. Inning started off with Junior Kennedy being called out on strikes. Griffey doubled along the right field line and reached third on Gary Matthews' error. Matthews allowing the ball to get through, and Foster walked. The 0-1. Up high, and Nolan bluffs the throw to first. Count even, 1 ball, 1 strike to Concepcion. Mailer sets, delivers. Swung on, pulled down the left field line. That's a foul ball. Davey lines it along the left field line, but going foul by a good 2 to 3 feet. So a long strike and the count of ball, 2 strikes to Davey. Outfield playing Concepcion straight away. Mailer sets. The 1-2. Up high with a fastball. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Braves leading 4-0. But the Reds trying to get on the board here in the 4th inning. With Griffey at third, Foster at first. The pitch. Inside, just missing. Full count now to David. Ken Henderson on deck. And let's see what George Foster will be doing down at first base. Mailer ready, and the payout. Foster goes, the pitch is swung on and fouled. Out of play to the right. Reds, after the Atlanta series, move on the road. They'll play 4 in San Diego this weekend. And Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we'll be in Pittsburgh. And next weekend, it'll be in Chicago for 4. 3-2 again, swung on, and that's fouled straight back. So Concepcion hanging in with Mickey Mailer. Out holding 3 balls, 2 strikes. Braves scoring 2 runs in the second and 2 in the top of the 4th. They lead it 4-0. The Reds have had just 1 hit off Mailer through 3 in the 3rd inning. The stretch. And again the 3-2. Swung on, ground ball, and that's foul just outside the third base bag. Well, just barely foul. Down holding, 3 balls, 2 strikes to Concepcion. Dave has fouled off 3 strikes now with the count 3-2. Dave going over the on-deck circle to get a towel and a pine tar rag and some rosin. Bill Nolan trots out to the mound to have one quick word with his pitcher, Mickey Mailer. Reds with Foster at first and Griffey at third. All right, Concepcion steps in, and Nolan hangs his sign for Mailer. And again, the 3-2 pitch. Swung on, that's fouled out of play. For 4 straight times, Mailer has thrown strikes, and Concepcion has fouled them away. Mailer to the belt and delivers. Swung on, that's foul. So Mailer keeps throwing strikes. Concepcion continues to foul them away. Mailer ready. Again, the 3-2. That's swung on and fouled back. 6 now. Well, the count, 3 balls, 2 strikes, and Mailer for 6 consecutive pitches has thrown it over the plate, and 6 consecutive times Concepcion has fouled it away. Night, Forest Park night here at Riverfront. Pretty good crowd from city just a bit east, or north rather. Mailer, the 3-2 again. Swung on, that's fouled out of play. 7 straight. I didn't think a left-hander could throw 7 straight strikes with a count 3-2. I guess I should speak for myself. Mailer has walked 3. Again, the 3-2. Low and inside, ball 4. Bases loaded for Ken Henderson, and Rod Boyer will go to the mound to have a word with Mickey Mailer. That's 4 walks now issued by Mailer. Boyer out along with Joe Nolan, and we're going to get some activity down in the Atlanta bullpen. It's Chopper Campbell, Dave Campbell, the right-hander, starts throwing. Oh, the Reds with a chance to get something big right here. Bases loaded, 1 out, and Ken Henderson the batter. Henderson in the 2nd inning, a fly ball to Matthews in right field. Meeting breaks up. Floyd Boyer back to the Atlanta dugout, and we'll see whether Mailer works from the windup or from the stretch. He's going to take the windup. Braves outfield back. Outfield straight away, and the pitch. Swung on, hit in center field. The office has a good line on it. He's there, makes the catch, tagging his Griffey, and it's a 4-1 ball game. Well, Henderson, an RBI, his 14th of the year. Now to bring Danny Dreesen to the plate, and Dan lined hard to Ruiz at second base to end the 2nd inning. Danny hitting .276. Boy, he's about due to really get hot. Mailer delivers. Dreesen takes it high, a ball. Jamie Easterly joins Campbell down in the Atlanta bullpen. 1-0 to Dreesen. Danny checks on a curveball and a called strike. 1-1. Mailer has his sign. Here's the 1-1. Swung on and fouled. 1-2 the count to Dreesen. Mailer shakes off the sign from Nolan. Now the stretch. Looks back at Foster at second. Delivers. Dreesen swings on it, a fly ball to left field. Jeff Burrows waiting on it. He has it. That's the inning. The Reds get a run on 1 hit, 1 Atlanta error, 2 runners left on base, and at the end of 4, Braves 4, Reds 1.
What do you do when your car engine turns slowly but won't start, and the lights dim out at the same time? What's the answer when your engine turns over but the cylinders won't fire and there's a strong gasoline odor? This is Bob Braun to tell you that Marathon's new 24-page Know Your Car booklet answers these questions and many more. First published in 1973, this popular guide for motorists, schools, and driving classes has been completely updated, and your Marathon dealer has a copy for you absolutely free, no purchase required. It's loaded with information aimed at keeping your car on the move. A section dealing with the proper reaction to sudden road emergencies could help prevent an accident, possibly save a life. Visit your Marathon dealer and get your free copy of the Know Your Car booklet. Your full-service Marathon dealer is equipped and staffed to help you keep your car on the move.
We got together, do it better. We Marathon.
4-inning totals show Atlanta 4 runs, 4 hits, 1 error. The Reds a run on a hit, no errors. For the Braves, it'll be the top of the order here in the 5th inning, and back with the action, Marty Brenneman.
Thank you, Joe. Jerry Royster will start it off against Tom Seaver, who has struggled through the first 4 innings of this game tonight. Atlanta scoring twice in the 2nd and 2 more times in the 4th inning. Royster is without a hit. He's popped up in foul ground to Rose. He's flied out to Henderson in center field. So Jerry 0 for 2. Joe and I'd like to send along our best wishes tonight to a very good Reds fan, Mrs. Frances Levy, who's in Jewish Hospital here in Cincinnati. Understand, Frances, you're feeling better, and we're looking forward to seeing you back here at Riverfront very soon. Jerry Royster swings and lops a fly ball down the right field line. Griffey watches it drop into the seats. Foul ball. Forest Park night here at the stadium tonight. The 3 youngsters from that sector of town throwing out ceremonial first pitches prior to tonight's ball game. Another one of the community nights here at Riverfront. Curveball is outside and low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Seaver pitches. Off his swings, and he misses. Way out in front of that off-speed pitch. And Tom with a count advantage and a ball, 2 strikes. Reds trying to stay atop the Western Division and need a win tonight to do that. The Giants not playing tonight. While the Dodgers, of course, are. They're back home to meet the San Diego Padres, who swept that team in San Diego last week. Just missing outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Joe mentioned it'll be Bob Ochinko, who beat the Dodgers last week against 12-game winner Tommy John in the series opener. Seaver's 2-2 to Royster. Swung on, fly ball, left field, hit well. Foster going back, but now camping under it and makes the catch a step short of the warning track. So Office out, or Royster out, fly ball to left, bringing up Roland Office. He's lined out to right field and had an infield base hit off Seaver's leg back in the 3rd inning. Looking at the schedule of what's coming up in terms of the Giants after the off night tonight, they will be at home to Houston tomorrow night, Wednesday, and then go into L.A. Thursday for a 4-game series. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the Giants and the Dodgers. Call strike 1. Of course, those 2 clubs splitting the 4-game set at Candlestick, with L.A. winning 5-1 yesterday behind Bert Hooton. After the Giants won the first 2, the Dodgers won the next 2. Way inside. He almost hit him with that pitch. So it'll be Houston at San Francisco Tuesday and Wednesday, then the Dodgers and the Giants getting together at L.A. beginning on Thursday for 4. While the Reds, of course, will be here with the Braves tomorrow night and Wednesday, and then be in San Diego for 4 games, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 1-1 pitch. Swung on and hammered to center. Back goes Henderson toward the warning track. He's there, and he makes the catch. Office hit that ball to straightaway center. Henderson flagging it down halfway deep into the warning track. So 2 down now for Gary Matthews. I'd like to send along our best tonight to Reds fans listening on WSRW in Hillsboro, Ohio, WPGW in Portland, Indiana, WSGS in Hazard, Kentucky, and WSIX in Nashville. Seaver to Matthews, swinging a foul. Next week, while the Reds are in Pittsburgh for the first 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, the Giants will be in Montreal after an off day on Monday. They'll be playing the Expos for 4 games. Here's a high pop-up. Off first base, Carell and Dreesen both over to the Reds dugout. Danny in the dugout, trying to leap over and make the catch on the roof. but couldn't come up with a good try by Danny Dreesen. It'll be the Giants at Montreal Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Or Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and then it'll be the Giants at Philadelphia next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's a week hence after this one. The Dodgers will precede the Giants going into Philadelphia. So those two clubs will be on the road, as will the Reds. Interesting to chronicle the night-by-night play of those clubs. Matthews holding back on the 0-2 pitch as it misses outside. 1-2. Seaver trying to retire the side in order for the second time tonight. Check swing again on a curve outside. Seaver trying to get Matthews to chase a bad pitch, but Gary not having any of it. He's flied to right and popped up to Dreesen. 2 out, bases empty in the 5th. Braves lead 4-1. Matthews a check swing foul behind the Reds dugout. And a pretty good catch by a gentleman who brought his glove to the ball game. Holding at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Matthews strikes out swinging. The Braves are up and down in order. 3 up and 3 down. We're halfway through the Monday night series opener at Riverfront with a score: Braves 4, Reds 1.
The ones you love and the things you love will always be secure. Make friends with tomorrow. Range Insurance, to be sure.
Business owners and managers need the protection offered by Grange Commercial Custom Coverage. Business interruption insurance is just one dramatic way Grange covers you when you're open and also covers you when you're closed. Your Grange agent will explain to you the other special multi-peril features provided by Commercial Custom Coverage. It puts dozens of risks under one premium and eliminates overlapping coverage. Call your Grange agent today. Look in the yellow pages.
There's nothing like the feeling that you get when you know you're safe now and secure. Protected by Grange Mutual, Grange Insurance, to be sure.
There's a lot of baseball action coming up at Riverfront as the 78 season heads into the home stretch, and now's the time to make your plans. Braves are here tomorrow night and Wednesday. Later this month, we'll see the Cardinals, the Cubs, and the Pirates. Then in September, the Reds face all 5 rivals in the National League West, with the Giants coming to town Saturday, September 9th, and Sunday, September 10th, and the Dodgers visiting for 3 games, September 26th, 27th, and 28th. Make your plans now and purchase your tickets in advance. Vic Correll for openers in the home half of the 5th inning. Mickey Mailer pitching very good baseball. He had a bit of problem in the 4th inning when the Reds loaded the bases against him, but were able to come up with but 1 run. Correll struck out in the 3rd. Mailer pitches, and Vic takes a high fastball. Mailer can have control problems. One game against Cincinnati, he walked 8 batters and was in trouble continually before finally being lifted earlier this season. There's that breaking pitch, but this one stays in on the right-handed batting Correll. Ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Vic batting .222 with an RBI. Outfield playing him straight away. He lines one into center field. Base hit. Well, the Reds have come up with their second base knock of the night against Mailer. Tom Seaver will be the batter. He walked in the 3rd. Here's how to order your Reds tickets by mail. Send check or money order payable to Cincinnati Reds, Box 1970, Cincinnati. Box seats are $5. Reserve seats $4. Please enclose 50 cents with each order for postage and handling. Rod Gilbert, the 3rd, looking for Seaver to bunt the ball. Mailer driving Correll back with a throw to first. Trailing by 3 runs. Cincinnati trying to battle back into contention here. And we come up with a leadoff base hit by Vic Correll as Dale Murphy now goes into the mound to chat with Mickey Mailer. Okay, Mailer ready to work. And his pitch to Seaver. Tom bounces one by the third baseman Gilbert. Base hit. Here comes Correll on to third. Seaver puts on the brakes. He takes a turn, now hits quickly back in, head first, slide to first. Now the Reds gambled, and it paid off with Gilbert drawn in. Seaver swung away and shot one by Rod down the left field line. Moving Correll on to third, and the Reds have him on the corners with nobody out. My man Tom Seaver, a base hit. I'm talking about the lack of a batting stroke after beating the Braves in Atlanta last week, but he's come up with his 7th hit of the season right here. And once again, we're going to get activity underway in that Atlanta bullpen as Chopper Campbell heads back to start throwing, along with the left-hander Jamie Easterly. Pete Rose at the plate. Rose is due. He's grounded to short and hit into a 6-3 double play. Infield set a double play depth as Mailer sends in the pitch and Rose takes the curve in the dirt. Nice stop by Joe Nolan. Bobby Cox, not wanting to let this lead get away, obviously is not going to waste much time should Mailer get into deeper trouble. Correll at third, Seaver at first. Rose waiting on the 1-0 pitch as the left-hander pauses and deals. Curveball in for a strike. Mailer throwing a lot of breaking pitches, and by and large has had pretty good success getting that pitch over tonight as opposed to the fastball that has been an erratic pitch for him. Now the 1-1. Rose drives one to the second baseman, Ruiz, and the throw to first, a double play. Boy, that'll take the wind out of your sails. Pete hit it on the button, but Ruiz came up with a liner and came up throwing to double Seaver off first. So just like that, 2 away, and Kennedy, the batter, with Correll still at third base. Junior 0 for 2 is grounded out and struck out. He takes a strike away. Tonight's scoreboard stumper, who was the last Braves player to hit at least 40 home runs in a season? The last Braves player to hit at least 40 homers in a season. Pitch is way inside, ball and a strike, 1-1 to count on Kennedy. So now we look for the 2-out base hit that could cut the deficit to 2 runs. Kennedy takes in the dirt. Ball bounces out in front of the plate, but Correll holding his ground at third base. 2-1 to count. We'll pause now for station identification on the Cincinnati Reds Baseball Network.
Follow the Reds all season long on Zebra 100 WRMZ, Columbus, Ohio, where you hear more of what you listen for.
2 balls and a strike to count on the waiting Junior Kennedy. Correll down the line from third base with 2 out in the inning. Junior takes it over the plate, but below the knees, and it's ball 3, 3-1. That's ball 4. Mickey Mailer has issued his 5th walk, and amazing as it might seem, none of the walks have come back to haunt him. The big factor there is the fact the Reds have been able to get but 3 base hits off of him. He walked Griffey with 2 down in the first inning. Foster forced him with a ground ball to short. Walked Seaver with 1 out in the third, but Rose it into a 6-3 double play in the 4th inning. Walks to Foster and Concepcion, loaded the bases. Henderson had a sacrifice fly to produce a run, but then Dreesen flied out to end the inning. And now the 5th walk, served up by Mailer, goes to Junior Kennedy to put him on the corners for Ken Griffey. Kenny's been on twice, has walked and has doubled and scored a run. Naylor delivers, and Griffey takes the curve. Down and outside, ball one. That run scored for Griffey was his 65th of the season. That puts him up there, along with Darrell Evans of the Giants and Davey Lopes of the Dodgers. Actually past them and joins Foster and Henderson of New York with 65. Throw to first. Pete Rose leads the league with 76. De Jesus, the Cubs shortstop, has 69. Then Foster, Henderson, and Griffey with 65 runs scored apiece. Need another hit from Kenny right here. He swings and he misses. 1 ball and 1 strike. Chopper Campbell and Jamie Easterly continue to stay ready in the Atlanta bullpen. Reds put their first 2 men on. Base hits by Correll and Seaver, but Rose lined into a double play, and Kennedy has drawn a 2-out walk. Griffey grounds one off the pitcher's glove, fielded by Ruiz, and he throws Kenny out at first base. So in the inning for Cincinnati, no runs on 2 hits, and 2 men are left on through 5 full. The Braves continue to lead the Reds 4-1.
Only one beer will do. Strong for the real beer lover. Strong tastes like no other. Strong for the real beer lover. Everyone knows it's a beer lover's beer. Family fruit for over 200 years. Real beer lovers say they go out of their way for a strong for the real beer lover. Strong tastes like no other. Strong for the real beer lover. From one beer lover to another strong.
The Stroh Brewery Company, Detroit, Michigan.
With Joe Nuxall, Marty Brenneman back at Riverfront Stadium. We go to the 6th inning, trailing by 3 runs, and it'll be Burroughs, Nolan, and Murphy to face Tom Seaver. Well, we understand that last night's charity event, the Reds Rally, was a big success. Most of the Reds players were on hand along with some of the club executives. Dick Wagner was the honorary chairman of this year's event, but I know everyone associated wants to acknowledge the efforts of Mrs. Tom Dix and all the people who worked on the committee. The Reds Rally was held at the home of Marge Schott here in Cincinnati, and the funds raised go to support the Children's Heart Association at Children's Hospital. Burroughs tonight has walked and scored a run. He's grounded out to Rose. He's batting .318 and now molds a 3-point edge over Pete. Rose's average slips to .315 after going hitless his first 3 times up. Burroughs hits one to deep center field. Henderson draws a beat on it, and Kenny hauls it in. 1 down. We'll bring up Joe Nolan. Twice up, twice on. A single, a walk, and he scored 2 runs. On scoreboard stumper answer, the last Braves player to hit at least 40 homers in a season came last year when Jeff Burroughs hit 41. Of course, over the years, the Braves have had a bunch of folks hit 40 or more home runs. Burroughs did it last year with 41. Here's Nolan, and the pitch to him misses outside. Swung on and popped in the air. Right side of the infield, Junior Kennedy, Danny Dreesen, and Kennedy with a play. 2 out. 2 down, and the batter will be Dale Murphy. Well, it was Hall of Fame Day at Cooperstown, New York today, and inducted were former Reds general manager Larry McPhail, Addie Joss, and Braves standout Eddie Matthews, and a couple of former broadcasting greats. Mel Allen and Red Barber received the Ford Frick Award for excellence in their profession. Here's a call strike at the knees to Murphy. Two out. Bases empty. Seaver showing signs of getting things together here. Here's a grounder slowly hit towards short. Concepcion. Running throw to Dreesen in time, and that's the inning. Well, Tom has retired 7 straight. Out 1, 2, 3, and after 5.5 innings of play, Braves lead the Reds 4-1.
Enter the Big Con Cincinnati Red Sweepstakes. Over 1,800 prizes. 5 weekly sweepstakes. Random drawings are made each week to award 363 prizes. Enter every week to increase your chances to win. Prizes include 15 Reds fun-filled weekends in Cincinnati with motel accommodations, meals, and tickets to Reds games. Other prizes, 50 Dave Concepcion baseball gloves, 250 Cincinnati Reds t-shirts, 500 official National League baseballs, and 1,000 Cincinnati Reds baseball tickets. Get an official entry blank with full details at your favorite food store, or mail your entry on a 4x6-inch piece of paper or a postcard to Cons, Post Office Box 25068, Cincinnati, Ohio 45225. No purchase necessary. Each entry must be mailed separately and accompanied by the rose from any Cons product or a reasonable facsimile. Enter now. Sweepstakes ends August 26th. Remember, over 1,800 prizes from Cons, home of the winner the world awaited.
It'll be the Reds and the Braves here at Riverfront late Wednesday afternoon at the special early starting time of 5 o'clock, and we want to remind all Reds fans that this ball game is one of the 2 remaining senior citizens dates on the home schedule. It's a great opportunity to take your parents or grandparents to the ball game. Persons 65 and over may purchase regular $4 reserve seats for only $2 on Wednesday senior citizens date. So how about taking this occasion to get together for a trip to the ball game? That's the Reds and the Braves Wednesday afternoon, again at the special early starting time of 5 o'clock. Well, we got a run in the 4th inning, but left 2 on. We got our first 2 men on in the 5th inning, but could not score, stranding 2. Mickey Mailer pitched strong baseball the first 3 innings, but has started to slip a bit. Reds have so far not been able to deliver the knockout blow to him, as they still are short by 3 runs in this one. Foster has reached on a fielder's choice. He's drawn a walk. George taking the opportunity to tie his right shoelace as Mailer goes to the rosin bag. George has hit safely in 7 out of his last 9 games prior to tonight, going 11 for 33. Been 8 days, though, since he's hit a home run. Takes a fastball high. Got one a week ago yesterday here against the Philadelphia Phillies. Trails Greg Luzinski by 1 for home run leadership in the National League, and continues to lead the league in RBIs with 82, 4 more than San Francisco's Jack Clark. This one fouls straight back above us and out of play. 1-1. Well, you talk about 2 guys who are swinging a bat. Arturo De Freitas and Champ Summers down at Indianapolis. De Freitas, the Indians' first baseman, of course, Champ in the outfield. Here's a 1-1 pitch. Foster bounces towards short, charging Royster, throwing and out at first base. That duo giving the Reds Indianapolis farm team the best power hitting Indianapolis has had since the days of Rocky Colavito, who hit 38 homers and drove in 116 runs in 1954, and Wally Post in 1953 knocked in 120 runs and hit 33 home runs. Summers is leading the American Association, batting .361, has 99 RBIs to lead the league, and is second in home runs with 27. Dave Concepcion bluffs a bunt, takes the strike. De Freitas, well, he leads the league in home runs with 28, has knocked in 28 runs in his last 18 games to move into second place in RBIs with 84. 1 strike pitch to Concepcion, and that's strike 2 call. Fastball knee high. Summers has had 48 hits in his last 103 at-bats. That figures out to an average of .466. A couple of guys who are smoking, you bet they are. Davey fouled off the bat handle and out of play to the right. 2 other Reds farm teams, Eugene of the Northwest League and Billings of the Pioneer League, are in first place. Shelby is in second place in the Western Carolinas League. Nashville is in 4th in the Southern, and Tampa in 5th place in the Florida State League. High with a pitch, 1-2. Well, you've got some teams doing well in the Reds farm system and some individuals performing brilliantly. Again up high, 2 balls and 2 strikes. We're only in the 6th inning, and I'll tell you, Mr. Mailer's thrown a whole bunch of pitches. 4-1 the score. Atlanta leading. Their strike 3 call. Mickey Mailer ringing up his 3rd strikeout. Oh, with 2 away, Kenny Henderson. 0 for 1 with a sacrifice fly. Driving in our only run today back in the 4th inning, his 14th RBI of the season. Ball to him. Breaking pitch down and in, ball 2, 2-0. We have had but 3 hits on the night. Double by Griffey in the 4th inning, singles by Carell and Seaver in the 5th. There's a call strike. While Atlanta has had but 4 hits off Seaver, but they've made the most of them, scoring a like number of runs. Henderson grounds one just foul at third base as it skips on by Rod Gilbert. Even up count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mailer winds and throws. Henderson swings and misses, and that's all for the Reds in the 6th inning. 3 up, 3 down after 6 complete. Braves over the Reds 4-1. It'll be the bottom third of the batting order for the Atlanta Braves in the 7th inning, and back to call the play-by-play. Here's Joe.
All right, Marty. Rod Gilbert will lead it off, and Rod has driven in 2 of the 4 Atlanta runs, one on a sacrifice fly in the 2nd inning, and then on a perfect squeeze bunt in the 4th. Gilbert, Ruiz, and pitcher Mickey Mailer here in the 7th for the Braves. Atlanta's out-hit the Reds 4-3. Tom Seaver has retired 7 straight batters. Tom ready to go to work on Rod Gilbert. His first pitch on the way, and Gilbert takes it high a ball. One and 0 the count. Seaver back to the plate. Gilbert swings and fouls. 1-1. Philadelphia at St. Louis tonight. The Phillies leading 1-0 after 4. Seaver starts his windup, and Gilbert backs away from the plate. Now he's talking with Spanky Fleming, the plate umpire. Back in, and the 1-1. Low and outside. Breaking ball. 2 balls to strike. Over in the American League, here's the 2-1 to Gilbert. Taken inside, ball 3. 3-1. Seattle put a 5 on the boards in the 4th inning. They lead Minnesota 5-0 after 3.5. 3-1 pitch. Swung on and fouled. Straight back. Full count. Chicago at Kansas City. They've gone through 6 innings there, and the White Sox lead the Royals 2-0. Seaver the payoff. Swung on. That's lined into right center field. That'll drop for a base hit. Griffey playing it on the bounce. Hit number 5 for Atlanta. And the batter, Chico Ruiz. Ruiz called out on strikes in the 2nd and doubled along the left field line in the 4th. Right-handed batter, Ruiz. He's checking with Tom Burgess, the 3rd base coach of the Braves. Seaver throws over to first, and Gilbert steps back. In the stretch, runner goes. The pitch out. His pitch is swung on and grounded in the hole into right field. That was supposed to be a pitch out. Griffey's throw to third, not in time, and they have him on the corner. So what appeared to be a pitch out, Carell stepping out to his right and not getting it out there far enough, and Ruiz grounds it between Kennedy and Dreesen on into right field for a base hit. 6 hits for Atlanta. That'll bring the pitcher, Mickey Mailer, to the plate. Second hit for Ruiz. Manny Sarmiento will head to the Cincinnati bullpen to start throwing. So Tom, not a particularly good night for him at all here tonight. Gilbert at third, Ruiz at first. The stretch and the pitch. Mailer squares the bunt, does first base side. Dreesen has it, looks at third, throws to Kennedy. The sacrifice works as Gilbert holds at third and Ruiz moves on to second. Play going 3-4 on the sacrifice. One away. Runners now at first and second, or second and third rather, and the batter is Jerry Royster. Royster 0 for 3 has popped to Rose in foul territory, a fly ball to right center and a fly ball to left in his three times up. Vic Corral looking in the Cincinnati dugout. Time call now. Corral will go out to the mound to have a word with Tom Seaver. Reds infield will play in. All right, Vic back behind the plate and hangs his sign. Seaver will work from the stretch. It's to the belt. And the pitch. Royster swings and lines it foul. Out of play to the right. Yeah, we got to get out of this without the Braves scoring. They lead 4-1. Keep them from scoring here, and we got a shot. 3 more times up for the Reds. Reds infield in. Seaver sets and delivers. Royster swings and again lines a foul right to Mike Lacoste, who is backing up Russ Nixon, who's warming up Manny Sarmiento. 0-2 now to Jerry Royster. Royster out of the batter's box, now back in. Seaver checking in with Corral. Shakes off a sign. Now the stretch. The 0-2 pitch. Royster takes a fastball up high. 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Runners second and third. Seaver delivers outside a slider, and nice stop by Vic Corral. Count even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Gilbert at third base, Ruiz at second with 1 away. 2-2 the count to Jerry Royster. Seaver to the belt and delivers. Curveball swung on, grounded to Rose, bobbles the ball, picks it up, throw, and they got Gilbert trapped. Corral with the ball going toward third, throws to Rose, and that's the way to play it. Pete bobbled the ball, picked it up, threw it to Corral. They had Gilbert in a trap. Vic running him back toward third, and then gave the throw to Rose, and he put the tag on Rod Gilbert. Fielder's choice in a play on Gilbert going 5-2-5. 2 away. Ruiz holds at second, and Royster now at first on the fielder's choice with 2 out, and the batter is Roland Office. Office 1 for 3. He had a single off the leg of Tom Seaver back in the third inning. Tom the stretch and the pitch. Office swings on it and fouls. Out of play to the left. Oh, 1 to count to Roland Office. Reds in the bottom half of the inning will send up the bottom three in the order. Dreesen, Correll, and Tom Seaver. Seaver has his sign. Looks back at Ruiz. And the 0-1 to Office, swung on and fouled. Back again, and a count 0-2. Tom to the belt. Delivers the 0-2. That's a check swing, and that ball's off the mid of Vic Correll and goes on to the backstop. The runners move up. And Vic Correll charged with his second pass ball of the game. Count of ball, 2 strikes to Roland Office. Ruiz now at third, and Royster at second. Seaver has the sign. He'll take the windup, the 1-2. Low and inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now the 2-2. Office takes it outside. Seaver wanted that one. He was headed to the Reds dugout, and he says something to Spanky Fleming. Full count. Gary Matthews on deck. A wind, the payoff. That's just high, and I think Tom wanted that one also. Well, the bases are loaded with 2 away, and Gary Matthews the batter. That's the third walk issued by Seaver. Matthews 0 for 3 tonight. A fly ball to right. He has popped to Dreesen behind the plate, believe it or not, and has struck him out. Seaver winds and delivers. Matthews swings and misses a fastball. Tom has struck out 3 tonight. The 0-1 on the way. Fastball high, 1-1. Seaver the 1-1. Swung on, popped foul off to the right side. That'll drift back into the seats just at the end of the Reds dugout. With Seaver in front, 0-2 to Gary Matthews. Braves with Office at first base, Royster at second, and Ruiz at third. The 2 away, they lead 4-1 in the game. Seaver has the sign and delivers the 1-2. High and inside, fastball. Count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes. The 2-2. Swung on, pop foul. Back and out of play. Reds and the Braves tomorrow night. Tommy Hume for Cincinnati, and Phil Niekro will go to the mound for Atlanta. Seaver delivers, swung on and missed. Got him with a slider away. So we get out of it without the Braves scoring in the inning. For Atlanta, no runs. They get 2 hits for the no errors, and 3 runners left on base. In the middle of the 7th, it's the Braves 4 and the Reds 1. Well, we need 3 to get even with Atlanta, and it'll be the bottom 3 in the order. Dreesen, Correll, and in all probability a pinch hitter for Tom Seaver as Sarmiento continues to throw in the Cincinnati bullpen. Danny Dreesen 0 for 2. He has lined to second and hit a fly ball to left in his 2 times up. The Reds have had just 3 hits off Mickey Mailer through 6 innings. He has struck out 4 and has walked 4. Gene Garber throwing down in the Atlanta bullpen. Mailer delivers and Dreesen takes inside, ball 1. 1-0. Danny takes a curve this time, outside low. 2 balls, no strikes. Well, the last inning, the 5th inning, rather, it looked like we really had something going when Corral singled and Seaver singled. Dreesen swings and hits a soft liner into right center field. That'll be a base hit. Matthews plays it back to the infield. Danny hitting that ball right on the end of the bat and dropping it into right center field. 4 hits for the Reds and the batter, Vic Corral. Vic 1 for 2, struck out in the 3rd and singled to center in the 5th. And Lloyd Boyer going to the mound again, the Atlanta pitching coach. And while he's there, we'll pause for station identification. This is the Cincinnati Reds Baseball Network.
Complete Cincinnati Reds baseball coverage is yours on Zebra 100 WRMZ, Columbus, Ohio.
Boyer's still at the mound, and now as Bruce Fleming gets out there, he breaks and heads back to the Atlanta dugout. We got Dreesen at first base. Nobody out, and Vic Corral at the plate. And it looks like Dave Collins might go to the plate to hit for Tom Seaver. Vic Corral steps in, and Mailer has the sign, delivers. Corral swings and grounds it foul off the 3rd baseline. 0-1. Talking about that 5th inning after Corral and Seaver singled, Pete Rose hit a rope to Lopez at second, and they were able to double up Seaver at first base. The 0-1, Corral swings, line drive, base hit into left field. Burrows plays it back to the infield, and we got the first 2 on again. Corral, his 2nd hit of the game. 5 now for the Reds off Mailer, and Ray Knight will go to the plate to hit for Tom Seaver. Knight hitting 185, a home run, 3 RBIs. Pinch hitting, Ray has 2 hits and 14 times up. That's going to be it for Mickey Mailer. Bobby Cox on his way out to the mound, walking slowly, and that'll be all for Mailer as he works 6+ innings, allows 5 hits, struck out 4, walked 4, and 1 run, not an earned run. So it'll be right-hander Gene Garber coming on. Make that 5 walks by Mailer. Gene Garber will come on to face Ray Knight or possibly Mike Blum here in the 7th inning with runners at 1st and 2nd. So we have a break in the action here at Riverfront. The Braves leading by a score of 4-1. We'll be back after this word.
Adventure, fantasy, excitement, mystery, something fun for everyone Kings Island for you.
If you want to know what my idea of fun is, just listen to Dick Van Dyke's ABCs of Kings Island. There's air shows, bluegrass, clown bands, dolphins, the Eiffel Tower, Firestone Balloon, giraffes, Huckleberry Hound, International Street, jazz, keelboat, lions, magic, nightlife, Oktoberfest, penguins, crane carousels, Rivertown, Scream and Demon, twin racers, ukuleles, variety shows, wild animal safari, xylophones, Yogi Bear, and zebras. Wow, you know, from A to Z, Kings Island does have something fun for everyone.
A kingdom where all your dreams come true.
I told you, it's a whole world of fun right down to the last letter.
Kings Island for everyone.
So come on.
Kings Island for you.
New pitcher on the mound for for Atlanta, Gene Garber, right-hander. And Gene, the Braves ace out of the bullpen. Garber making his 43rd appearance of the year. He's won 3 and lost 2 with a 173 earned run average. He has 17 saves to his credit. He's worked 78 in the 3rd innings, allowing 58 hits, striking out 56, and walking 15. With the Braves, this will be his 21st appearance. He's won 1 and lost 1 with 14 saves and a 203 earned run average. It'll be Mike Lum to hit now for Ray Knight. Mike hitting .289, 8 home runs, 61 RBIs. Pinch hitting, Lum 7 for 20. The Braves leading 4-1, but we got 2 on with nobody out here in the 7th, and Gene Garber on the mound. Mailer worked 6 innings, allowed 5 hits, struck out 4 and walked 5, and of course the runners on base, Corral and Dreesen, his responsibility. Pete Rose on deck. The stretch by Garber, and his first pitch to Mike Lum. Mike swings and doesn't get it. 0-1. Garber, a lot of motion and a lot of off-speed pitches. Not too much on his fastball, but because of his motion and the off-speed pitches, it appears just a bit quicker than it is. Here's his 0-1. Lum swings, doesn't get it. Breaking pitch, 0-2. Rose on deck, and then it'll be Junior Kennedy. Let's see Morgan hit for Kennedy. Garber to the belt. Delivers the 0-2. Lum swings on it and pops it foul behind the plate. That'll drop into the seats. Dreesen second base. Corral at first. Rick Auerbach heads to the Reds bullpen to loosen up. Garber shakes off a sign from his catcher Nolan. Now the stretch. He delivers, and Lum takes it low and inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Mike. Outfield shading Mike just a bit to right. Garber to the belt. 1-2 delivery. Swung on, ground ball. Lopez has it at second. He goes to Royster 1. The relay double play, and another big double play for the Braves. The third they have turned in tonight. Moving on to third base is Danny Dreesen. Play going 4-6-3 on the double play. 2 away now, and the batter, Pete Rose. And, of course, the last time Pete faced Gene Garber, Garber struck him out in the 9th inning, the final out of the game in Atlanta, and thus his 44-game streak came to an end. Garber the stretch, and the pitch. Rose takes it outside, ball 1. One to Rose. Pete swings on it and fouls. Not even 1-1. Dreesen at third. Garber working from the stretch. Here's the 1-1. Rose takes it, gets through Nolan. That'll allow Dreesen to score. It's 4-2. That'll be a wild pitch charged to Gene Garber. Dreesen scoring on the wild pitch, and it's a 4-2 game. ball is a strike to Rose. Barber winds and delivers. Rose swings and hits it into center field. Office there waiting on it, and that's the inning. Reds in the inning, a run on 2 hits. There were no errors and no one left on base. The end of 7. Braves 4, Reds 2.
Electrocom sells Johnson radios because Johnson has a reputation for building tough, reliable equipment. All Johnson two-way land mobile FM radios feature advanced solid-state circuitry, and all meet or exceed the Electronics Industry Association standards for resistance to vibration, shock, humidity, and temperature extremes. Plus, the 1-year Johnson guarantee, which states, within 1 year of purchase, the E.F. Johnson Company will provide the parts and labor to repair your Johnson equipment if it is defective in material or workmanship. Just return the unit to any authorized Johnson service center in the United States. Electrocom at 1883 Phoebus Avenue is the Central Ohio distributor of fine E.F. Johnson products. Also, Electrocom has immediate openings for experienced salespeople or individuals with technical background in electronic communications and are willing to learn to sell. You'll be salaried plus many company benefits. If you're interested in being a part of the communication industry, call or visit Electrocom at 1883 Phoebus Avenue.
Well, we've completed 7 innings here in the Riverfront Stadium, and the Braves lead the Reds 4-2. They've out-hit them 6-5, and Atlanta has committed 1 error. New pitcher on the mound for Cincinnati. To tell you about him and call the 8th inning, Marty Brenneman.
Okay, Joe, the new pitcher, right-hander Manny Sarmiento, after Tom Seaver goes 7, allows 6 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned, struck out 5 and walked 3, and threw a wild pitch. Sarmiento with a 9-6 record and a .345 earned run average. He's relieved. This will be his 42nd relief appearance. Up is Jeff Burroughs to lead it off. He lines one over third and down the left field line for a base hit. That ball goes to the corner. Burroughs heading towards second, and he will coast in standing up with a first pitch double to left field. Now the ball gets through at third, but Rose moving over near the Atlanta dugout to make the pickup on it.
2 runs, 4 thirds, 5 hits.
Hit number 7 for the Atlanta Braves, and now they're going to lift Jeff Burroughs and send in Barry Bonnell to run. Burroughs being lifted from the ball game. He finishes with a 1-for-3 night, while Pete Rose has gone 0-for-4. So Atlanta trying to get the run back. They lead by 2, and at the plate is catcher Joe Nolan. He has singled and scored, walked and scored, and popped up to second base. Here's a pitch. Swung on, ground ball hit to second. Runner will move to third as Kennedy guns down Nolan at first. So Atlanta has a runner over at third base as Joe Nolan's ground out to the right side, gets pinch runner Bonnell there, and the batter will be Dale Murphy. Murphy is grounded to short twice. In the 4th inning, triple off the wall and right to knock in a run, and came in to score later on himself. Well, the Cincinnati infield will play in once more. Sarmiento sends in the pitch to Murphy, and Dale swings and hits a foul off to the left of the plate. Over his corral, the ball will drop into the seats. Jeff Burroughs leaving the game. He'll leave with a .319 batting average on the strength of the 1-for-3 night. Rose 0-for-4, presently batting at .315. Trying to leave the runner stranded at third, but only 1 out in the inning. Swung on and bounced foul at third base. Strike 2. Well, we've got Sonny's Red Rooters from Fairfield here tonight, along with Fran and Chester's Mount Washington Pub. No balls and 2 strikes. The count on the batter Murphy.
Oh, Snyder's got a farm department here.
I know she does. Here's a fly ball hit well back into left field. Foster goes to the wall, and he will make the catch. But tagging at third and coming in to score the 5th Atlanta run is Barry Bonnell, and a sacrifice fly for Dale Murphy to make it 5-2. Oh, as we get a run in the bottom of the 7th to draw to win 2, Atlanta comes right back to get a run and again leads by 3. Here's Rod Gilbreth. He takes a fastball for a strike. Dale Murphy with 2 RBIs tonight, giving him 59 on the year. 1 ball and 1 strike. Pitch. Blowing outside, ball 2. 2-1 the count. Swung on and banged into left field for a base hit. Rod Gilbert's having a pretty good night. He's 2 for 2 with a sacrifice fly and a bunt to get a run in back in the 4th inning, so he's knocked in 2 runs. Murphy has driven in 2. And the other run scored on a pass ball. Inning continues for Chico Ruiz. He's doubled and singled and 3 times up. Call strike 1. Both starting pitchers are gone. Seaver went 7. Mickey Mailer went 6+. The 4 being relieved by Gene Garber. Pitch is low for a ball, 1-1. Gilbert at first with 2 down. A run across here for the Braves in the 8th inning. That one popped off the first base foul line and back into the seats. 8:05 start tomorrow night. Plenty of seats available for the 2 remaining games in this series as Tommy Hume opposes Phil Niekro tomorrow night, and in the 5 o'clock beginning on Wednesday, it'll be Paul Moscow against Preston Hanna, 2 right-handers. Fouled off again by Ruiz. Well, with the 2 hits in the inning, Atlanta has now posted 8 on the night. Reds have had but 5. Sarmiento into his stretch as he checks the runner Gilbert at first, delivers a fastball just high. 2-2 on Chico Ruiz, the Atlanta second baseman. Runner going, pitch is taken low. Here's Carell's throw down to second, not in time. Rod Gilbert just getting into the bag before Junior Kennedy slapped the tag on him. Gilbert has his 6th stolen base of the season. So with a full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes, and Gene Garber kneeling in the Atlanta on-deck circle. Let's see how Sarmiento fares against Ruiz with a payoff pitch. They're going to intentionally walk him now that first base is open and take their chances against the Atlanta pitcher. Garber, a right-hander all the way. He's been to the plate this season only, well, let's see, 10 times, has had 1 hit. Up there now with 2 on and 2 down. The pitch to him is fouled back and no play on that ball. Talking about our farm system earlier and some of the clubs in it. Sign out hanging over one of the facings up in the red seats in foul territory in left field. Pitch is high. Says Nashville makes super sounds for the Reds. That referring, of course, to the Nashville Sound, Cincinnati's AA farm club in that Tennessee city that has just been drawing unbelievably well this season. Swung on and fouled back again by Garber, so Manny owns a count advantage against his opposite number and a ball, 2 strikes. Atlanta has scored one time in the 8th. They lead 5-2. Bobby Cox, young ball club, trying to bounce Cincinnati out of first place after a stay of a little over 24 hours. The Reds, of course, have 2 more shots at him. Another foul back. Gilbert at second, Ruiz at first. Dick Corral hanging a sign for Sarmiento's benefit. He pauses at the belt. He kicks and he throws, and that is strike 3 call. That's the inning. But Atlanta gets a run on a couple of hits, no errors and 2 left, and after 7 1/2, Atlanta leads Cincinnati 5-2.
There's a big M sign round the corner, down the road and up the street. And there's a friend of mine round that corner, someone you all know and someone you'd be glad to meet.
You know, there's a special additive at your nearby Marathon station. Something that can add value to your life and the life of your car. Something you can get only at your Marathon station. What it is your Marathon Man. Because your Marathon Man is somebody who believes it's not old-fashioned to give people what they pay for, plus a little bit more. He's there to do it better, and do it the way he'd want it done if he were you. If you don't already know him, well, you really ought to.
Go get together with a friend who'll do it better. Go see your Marathon Man.
Marathon Oil Company. We got together to do it better.
Well, time running out for Cincinnati. 2 more shots at Gene Garber and others, if that turned out to be the case. We're in the bottom half of the 8th inning. And trailing Atlanta now by 3 runs once again at 5-2. Dave Collins is going to pinch hit for Junior Kennedy. He'll be followed by Ken Griffey and George Foster. And Barry Bonnell, who ran for Jeff Burroughs and scored that 5th Atlanta run, remains in the game playing left field. Garber coming out of that Braves bullpen in the last inning after the first 2 Reds had reached on hits from Dreesen and Corral, got pinch hitter Lum to hit into a double play, with Dreesen going to third, and Danny then scored on a wild pitch before Rose flied to center to end the inning. Rick Auerbach starts to loosen up as Collins, carrying a .237 batting average, digs in. Garber delivers, and Collins takes it low and inside. Dave 11 for 49 as a pinch hitter. There's a call strike. He's had 2 pinch hits in his last 3 times up. Now the 1-1 to him, and Collins hits a bat handle foul ball down off the Cincinnati dugout and rolling on into the bullpen. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Need to get a couple of people on here and somebody play long ball against this guy. Garber has been outstanding since coming over from the Philadelphia Phillies. Way inside, 2-2 as he spins Collins around. On the year, 3-2 with a 173 earned run average and 42 appearances. He has saved 17 games overall and 14 with the Braves. Here's a check swing ground ball wide of third, gloved by Gilbert, and he just got him by a half a step at first base. 1 away in the Reds' 8th inning. Kenny Griffey will be in. He has walked, doubled, and scored, and then grounded out off the pitcher's glove. 1-4-3 in the 5th inning. Garber pitches, and Griffey swings and grounds it hard to second. Ruiz makes a pickup and throws him out, 2 away. And Garber, rolling along his merry way, will now face Foster with the bases empty and 2 outs. George is 0 for 2. Was on in the 4th inning with a base on balls.
Weber having to shoulder the load of the number one reliever on this Atlanta staff after really playing a somewhat secondary role in Philadelphia when you consider they have the likes of a Ron Reed and a Tug McGraw, and really has shouldered the responsibility with the Braves very well. Foster swings and misses. Here's a drive hit deep to left field. That's going to be number 26 for Foster. George shooting one off the facing of the green seats and straightaway left field. His 26th home run, and it's 5-3 as the Reds draw to within 2 once again. Well, Foster hits his first home run in 8 days and picks up his 83rd run batted in. That'll bring up Davey Concepcion. David has flied out, walked, and looked at a called third strike. Back in the 4th inning, he fouled off 7 straight pitches, with a count holding at 3-2 before Mailer finally lost him with a breaking ball out of the strike zone. He swings and hits it very high in the air to left center, off his waving Bunnell away. The center fielder makes the play and ends the inning. For the Reds, 1 run on 1 hit. Foster's home run. We'll go to the 9th inning, trailing Atlanta 5-3.
The time is right, that feeling's coming through. Real beer lovers know only one beer will do. Stroh's for the real beer lovers. Stroh's tastes like no other. Stroh's for the real beer lovers. Everybody knows it's the beer lovers beer. It's family brew for over 200 years. Real beer lovers say they go out of their way for a Stroh's. Stroh's for the real beer lovers. Stroh's tastes like no other. Stroh's for the real beer lover. From one beer lover to another Stroh's. Stroh's. The Stroh Brewery Company, Detroit, Michigan.
5-3 Braves as the 9th inning is about to unfold. Rick Auerbach has replaced Junior Kennedy at second base. And Atlanta will be sending up the top of the batting order. Jerry Royster, Roland Office, and Gary Matthews. Royster has gone 0 for 4 in the game. He's now batting at .271, down only 3 points from where he was at game time. Manny waiting for Royster to get in, and let's get it underway here. In the 6th inning in Minnesota, Seattle leads the Twins 5-1. 7th inning score from Kansas City, Royals 3, White Sox 2. Pitches a ball low and outside. In for a call strike, fastball. The way things are right now, it would be Mailer winning it and Tom Seaver losing it. Should this Atlanta lead stand up, that pitch is high, 2 balls and 1 strike. Royster, ball 3, 3-1. And he walked him as he misses high with a fastball. Sarmiento issuing his second walk. The first was the intentional pass to Chico Ruiz in the last inning. Well, the Braves get their lead man on here in the 9th inning for Roland Office. He's had an infield single in 3 trips and walked in the 7th. To feel that Royster may well be running here. Leads his club in stolen bases with 20. There he goes on the first pitch, and it's fouled off the left field line. Jerry makes a turn, comes on back to first. In the bottom of the ninth inning for Cincinnati, scheduled batters are Kenny Henderson, Danny Dreesen, and Vic Corral. Braves lead it 5-3 with 2 in the second, 2 in the fourth, and a run in the eighth. Reds have had single runs in innings 4, 7, and 8. Foster homering in the last inning. Royster again goes. Corral calls for a pitch out. Throw to second. They got him. Vic Corral to Davey Concepcion to nail the would-be stealer Jerry Royster as we pause for station identification on the Cincinnati Reds Baseball Network.
Follow the exciting Cincinnati Reds action in 1978 on FM 100 WRMZ, Columbus, Ohio.
Sarmiento sends in a fastball for a strike. 1-2 now on Roland Office as Jerry Royster is thrown out stealing. Vic Corral to Dave Concepcion. Pitch. Inside and low, 2-2. Swung on and hit into left center field. Foster looks to Henderson. George is there, however, to make the catch. And that's out number 2. Oh, Gary Matthews will step in. He flied to right in the first, popped up in foul ground to Dreesen in the third, struck out in the fifth, and struck out in the seventh. Grounder foul off third base. That'll carry on into the Atlanta dugout. Swung on and popped up off first. Let's see if Dreesen has a play. Far into the Reds dugout. Danny Under waiting. Side retired. In the ninth for Atlanta, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. We need 2 or more. At the end of 8.5, Atlanta 5 and Cincinnati 3.
You know, different folks have different ways to spend their time, enjoy their days. Me, I like to fish. I really do. Well, there's something good about a lazy creek. Helps me relax from a long, hard week like my Red Fox chewing tobacco, the relaxing chew. Well, it's soft and moist and mild for sure. The flavor's fresh. The taste is pure. Red Fox is best. I like it. Yes, I do. So I keep me an extra pouch of Red Fox by my side in my tackle box. When it comes to tobacco, those Red Fox folks come through. Why don't you try Red Fox? Look for it in the white pouch with a picture of Old Red taking it easy. Red Fox chewing tobacco. Now it's better than ever. So if you like to relax, and I'll bet you do, settle down with a Red Fox chew, because mister, taking it easy never tasted so good. Red Fox.
Kenny Anderson will start it off for the Reds in the bottom of the ninth inning, trailing by 2 runs at 5-3. Reds got a run in on Garber in the 8th inning when Foster hit a 2-out solo home run to left field. It'll be Henderson with Danny Dreesen on deck, and we'll have to see which way Sparky Anderson will go then, with Corral and the pitcher Sarmiento coming up then. Attendance tonight, 39,254. 39,254. On the season, the Reds have drawn at home 1,862,959. Pitch to Henderson is in for a strike. Kenny takes it up and in. 1 ball and 1 strike to him. Reds have had total paid attendance of more than 19 million here at Riverfront since it opened for business back on June the 30th, 1970. Ground ball to second. Ruiz throwing him out, and very quickly 1 down here in the Reds' ninth. Now Danny Dreesen a single and 3 times and a run scored. Through the first 52 home dates this season, the Reds have attracted 1,829,744 paying customers, not counting tonight. There's a call strike. an average of 35,187 per playing date, and the second highest total in the club's history. Swung on, ground ball, fielded by Murphy. He will leave Garber at the bag, and quickly there are 2 men out. Oh, Vic Correll will try and keep it alive here. Vic has had 2 singles and 3 times up. Joe Morgan now on deck in the event that Correll can keep the 9th inning going. It would be Morgan to pinch hit for Sarmiento. Correll pitcher, Garber pitches and gets a curve over on the outside corner, called strike. Swung on and grounded to shortstop. Royster up and throwing, and that's the ball game. Here in the 9th inning, the Reds are out in order as the Atlanta Braves in this series opener chalk up a 5-3 victory.
Quiet in the studio. Latherpuss radio spot. Take 1.
Here in the romantic South Seas, Latherpuss shaving cream is preferred by more...
Mr. Director.
Cut. Yes, Mr. Latherpuss.
I'm not crazy about this island thing. See, rough and rugged is what my shaving cream is really all about.
I'll change it. Take 2.
Fine.
Here in romantic Horsefly, Texas,
I
Latherpuss
hate to
shaving...
be a bother.
What now?
But Latherpuss is so continental and stuff. Could the announcer...
I'll change it. Take 3.
Yes.
Here in romantic Horsefly, Texas...
You know...
What?
If he could use a sexier voice...
Sexy, Harry. Take 4.
Here in romantic Horsefly, Texas, Latherpuss shaving cream is preferred 2 to 1.
Yes, wonderful. Hope I didn't make too many suggestions.
Not at all.
Could I make a suggestion?
What is it?
Could he do it in Swedish with an Irish brogue and add some bogos and a race...
Radio. You can do anything you want, go anywhere you want, and reach anybody you want at a price that won't bust your budget. Radio. It's right on the button. A message from the Radio Advertising Bureau.
Atlanta comes up with a 5-3 victory in the series opener here tonight before over 39,000 people, and as a result of the loss, the Reds drop back out of first place and now trail the idle San Francisco Giants by 1/2 game. Cincinnati had started out the night 2 percentage points in front of Joe Aldebelli's club, and the Atlanta Braves come up with some pretty good pitching tonight from young Mickey Mailer and veteran Gene Garber. Mailer able to work himself out of a couple of jams in giving up only 1 run in the 4th inning and stranding a pair of runners and leaving 2 men on base in the 5th inning after Correll and Seaver had started off the inning with back-to-back base hits. 5 runs, 8 hits, an error with 7 left for Atlanta. The Reds had 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors. They left 5 men on base. Mailer wins it. He is 4-5 on the year. And credit Gene Garber with a save. For Garber, it'll be, let's see, his 18th save of the season and his 15th with Atlanta. And Seaver suffers a loss. His record goes to 11-10. Game 2 at 8:05 tomorrow night. On the mound for the Reds will be right-hander Tommy Hume. He's 5-10 on the year. For Atlanta, their ace, knuckleballer Phil Niekro. He has won 13 and lost 11. We'll be on the air with the pregame shows on most of these same stations beginning at 7:35 Cincinnati time. This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of Cincinnati Reds Incorporated and is intended solely for the private non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the descriptions and accounts of this game without the express written consent of Cincinnati Reds Incorporated is prohibited. Now, on most of these same stations, stay tuned for Joe Nuxall with the star of the game show. Once again, the final score tonight, the Braves 5 and the Reds 3.
The Reds on Radio with Marty Brennan and Joe Nuxall. The 1978 Cincinnati Reds have been brought to you by the Stroh Brewery Company. Stroh's, from one sports lover to another. And by your local Marathon full-service dealers and distributors.
Also by Grace Mutual, your partners in protection. BJ Industries, the Sash distributors for Central Ohio. Crawford Nichols, the heating and cooling experts, and the WRMZ Sports Department.
follow the Cincinnati Reds and tune in next time for the Reds on Radio on this, the Cincinnati Reds Baseball Network.
This is the voice of the Cincinnati Reds for Central Ohio. Zebra 100, WRMZ, Columbus, Ohio.
For car transportation, we're the greatest in the nation. Our prices are laughingly low. Check their prices, then check our prices. Theirs are high and ours are below. If you're ready for a new one, get a red one or a blue one, cause our prices are laughingly low. It's so easy. You'll think that we're crazy. Get the keys, then get to let go.
Sir, why did you buy your Ranger truck from Dave Smith Ford? Tailgate fall off my old truck. Load of marbles rolled all over the road. Folks said I lost my marbles. And this new four-wheel drive Bronco bought it from Dave Smith Ford. His prices is laughingly low. Truck manager was a-laughing. His service manager was laughing. Them steak dinners. Prices are laughingly low. It's so easy. You'll think that we're crazy. Get the keys, then giggle and go. Dave Smith Ford.
All right.